Yes, dear viewers, we've come to the second part, and I would like to thank you at this point for the huge amount of wonderful feedback which has been arriving almost continuously by mail, and for the many exciting and really good questions, not all of which we've been able to look at yet, but which will definitely also flow into the next love streams. Oh? Yes, and some we of course picked out, and I would like to ask Christina the first question, and of course the most frequently asked question concerns the vaccinations. One question was, for example, do we need to be worried about the consequences of the vaccination, or does whatever is intended for us just happen anyway? And if there is a mandatory vaccination, what can I do to heal my body so that this vaccination doesn't harm me? Christina. First of all, I would say that you should try to avoid this vaccination, because this is an experiment on human beings, and the vaccination interferes with your DNA. But if you can't avoid it, then you can try telling the spiritual world you'd like all the things that are in the vaccine that are harmful to be neutralized before you get the vaccination. And to do that before you have the vaccination. And after the vaccination, you can keep seeing an image. Imagine this image that you're fine and your DNA is whole and well, and that you feel this, that you have a feeling about it. And I think that the spiritual world is also able to intervene more if something happens that is not good for us. But we do have to invite the spiritual world to help us. Yes, before the vaccination, we should ask them to neutralize all that is in it. Yes, we have to say so. And what can someone do to help their body deal with this vaccination better, besides inviting the spiritual world? Is that something that should be repeated every day? Would you do it once? What would be the right thing? You mean with the spiritual world? Well, I think the first thing is what we can do just before the vaccination, so that the vaccination is neutralized. And when you've had the vaccination, then you can also tell the spiritual world several times that everything that is now in your body that came in with the vaccination into your body that's not good should be neutralized. Or got rid of. And that you can say several times. And you can simply imagine this picture that you're feeling well. And also our consciousness has an effect on the whole thing. And if we're in a state of fear, then that can have worse effects than if we're not in a state of fear. Because our body also has a frequency, and this also has an effect on the vaccination. So, in general, keeping our own vibration as high as possible. Can you say something more about what the best thing to do is? Concentrate on something good, or do something you like doing, or look at something that is beautiful. And just think about what the good thing about it is. So always keep your focus on the good, or on the possibility that there's something good in everything that happens. Yes, that even if you don't see it and think there is nothing there, that you at least think about it. Then we'll come to the second question, to the second most frequently asked question. Many people want to know. I'm going to read one of the questions, which are all about the same topic. You always talk about strange times. I like that expression very much. Do we have to be prepared for wars? Or for power cuts? Or how do you see it? Of course, I don't know everything that's coming. But what I am sure of is that we should stockpile, because if the supply chains collapse, then at some point there will be no more food. A lot of things are already closed, then supermarkets may suddenly close or have nothing left. And you should simply have a supply at home of food and also of water that you can live on for 3 to 4 months. If things don't get that bad, then that's great. Then you won't have to go shopping for a while and you can give it to somebody else. But if things do get that far, then you know that you have something at home. And at that moment, that also ensures that our vibration stays high, because we don't have to think about where we're going to get food from. And if we do that, it doesn't necessarily have to do with the fact that we're afraid of something. It has to do with the energy, why you do something, and you can simply do it out of wisdom if you know that the probability is very high. And then you can take precautions. So I would say that you should have food for 3 to 4 months at home, and water. And that you also think about what you would do if you no longer have electricity, so longer than just 2 to 3 hours. And how you could then cook something, or where you can get light, or now in winter what we would do if we can't heat. That you think about it, and then prepare for things. Part of that, of course, is water supply. Possibly a water filter? Yes. Better too much than too little. And I also think that with supplies, that's not something we can put off for another 3 weeks. So you're saying that has to be done now? Well, the faster the better. That doesn't mean that something has to happen tomorrow, but we just don't know at the moment what's going to happen. And the strange structures have so many new ideas so quickly that we really don't know what's going to happen in 3 weeks. And then it's better to just have it as soon as possible. And when we have it, and we realize after 2 weeks that we don't need the supplies yet, that we don't start eating them. Let the supplies be supplies, and don't think, I'll eat them now. And yes, that you just leave them as supplies. We would prefer it if we didn't need them all. Exactly. And then maybe we could give them to people who could really use them. That would be my favorite option. Yes, so either things won't turn out so badly, and then we can give it all away, or don't have to go shopping for a while. That's okay too. And if things turn out so badly that we do need it, then we'll be happy, and we can maintain our vibration much better, because we don't have this question every day, what are we going to do now? And then we can do it out of wisdom. Yes, there are also a lot of questions about the duration, of course. How long do you think? When do you think this will come or won't come, or how long will it take until everything is fine? Will it take years? Will it take months? What do you think? What can you say to that question? I'm not sure. I don't think we'll be in this for decades. And I honestly have a hard time imagining that in 5 years we'll still have all this. But I don't think it'll be over in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. But I can't give you a time frame, because that depends on a lot of different factors. Yes, it depends on the people, how they react to certain things, the state of consciousness in the collective. It's just clear that in the end, everything will definitely be fine. Even if we need the supplies because of power cuts, it will still be all right in the end. That's why I say at the end, because that's just at the end. And between now and at the end, it can be stormy or less stormy. But I think, yes, there's no harm in preparing for stormy times. If we don't need it, then we can all be happy. And if we do need it, then we'll be relieved that we have it. Yes, another question that occupies a lot of people is, what is the best thing we can do now when there's so much that is negative in the field? This question is asked a lot. What can I do now to support the field, to support the positive? Even if I'm maybe only sitting at home, what can I do? We can see that we do something that gives us joy, that we're as well as possible, that we look at beautiful things, that we simply, that our vibration is as high as possible, and that we have the confidence that in the end all will be well, and that we hold the light. Yes, that's a responsibility that we have, because we know about it. And many people who are still asleep, they don't know that at the moment, so they can't. But that is exactly what the earth needs now, this light. That brings me to a question. What do you understand by waking up, was asked, if you talk about sleeping. Waking up means for me that we see through illusion.